Dear students, how are you passing your days? I think you are not having a good time for epidemic coronavirus. Actually, we are captured at home for this virus and we are missing our classes for a long time. But don't waste away your time. Time is lost, forever lost. However, today again I have come to you with another class. I am Mrinal Kanti from Daudkandi Adarsha Pilot High School, and last class I introduced you about verb, finite verb and non-finite verb. I think you have practiced it at home and you have understood the fact and you are clear about finite and non-finite verb. And if you get problem, next time I will talk to you. And today I will discuss about another part. Let's see what is happening today. Welcome to every students. You take your preparation for the class to understand it, and take your writing paper and pen with you. Today we will discuss about clause. Today our lesson outcome is, by the end of the lesson students will be able to define what clause is. Define what clause is. Find a difference between a phrase and a clause. Learn the kinds of clause. Define the kinds of clauses with examples. Okay, now you get the definition of clause. What is a clause? At first you think and try to understand what is clause. Get idea. Answer. A clause is a subject-verb combination. A clause is a subject-verb combination. Actually, subject-verb combination means where there is in a sentence there is a subject and a finite verb. Or another example or another definition, a group of words consisting of a subject and a predicate or a finite verb is called a clause. A group of words. In a sentence we find a group of words where there is a subject and predicate. Actually that is clause. A clause is like a sentence. Example, the weather being rough. Is it a clause? The weather is subject, but being is gerund. It is not finite verb. Here there is no finite verb, but it is not a clause. Not a clause, because here there is no finite verb. We can find the weather is subject, but there is no finite verb. It is not a clause. So what is clause? Neil flies a kite is a clause, because here Neil is subject and flies is finite verb, or flies a kite is predicate. Neil is subject, flies a kite is predicate, and that is a clause. A clause. Another example, Ripa writes a letter. It is a clause because Ripa a subject and writes a finite verb. Another example, When I reached Dhaka, actually I reached Dhaka, a clause. I met my friend, another clause. When I reached Dhaka, a clause. I met my friend, another clause. Now you are clear about clause. A clause means where you will find a subject and a predicate or a finite verb, that will be clause. Now we will find a difference between a phrase and a clause. A phrase and a clause. What is the difference? At first we see the definition of phrase. A phrase is a group of words. It does not have a subject and a predicate. Again I am saying you a phrase. A phrase is a group of words. Here, by using a mobile. By is a word, using a word, a word, mobile word. Here a group of words, but here we do not find any subject or any finite verb. By is preposition or by is conjunction. Using is gerund, but here there is no subject and predicate, so it is not a clause, it is a phrase. And another example, what a clause. Sometimes ago I learned about a clause. A clause has a subject and a predicate or a finite verb. Example, Arman uses a mobile. Arman is subject, uses, Arman a subject, uses a mobile, predicate, or uses finite verb. That means it is a clause. Now, how many kinds of clauses are there? At first you think, how many kinds of clauses are there? Three kinds. Principal clause or independent clause. Principal clause, another name, independent clause or main clause. It is main. It is principal, it is independent, it is not dependent on others. Subordinate clause, it is another name, dependent clause. It depends on principal clause, and that is called subordinate clause. And coordinate clause. Coordinate clause, coordinate with another clause, is called coordinate clause. Okay, students, now you will get the definition of principal clause. You think at first, what is principal clause? Principal clause, the clause that has one subject and one finite verb, and it can express a complete sense by itself without depending on another clause, is called principal clause. Again I am saying you, the clause that has one subject and one finite verb, and it can express a complete sense by itself without depending on another clause, is called principal clause. Example, I use a mobile daily. It is a clause, it is also a sentence, but it is a clause. Here I use a mobile daily. It expresses has a complete sense by itself. And here I is subject, use a mobile daily predicate. So it is a principal clause. Another example, she has made a good dish. She subject has made a good dish predicate. It has a complete sense. We learn English. We learn English. We subject learn English predicate. It is also a principal clause because it can express a complete sense by itself. All three sentences are principal clause because they individually can express the meaning of the sentence completely. They are not dependent on any other clauses. Okay, I think you are clear about principal clause. Now I will show you what is subordinate clause. What is subordinate clause? The clause that has one subject and one finite verb but depends on principal clause and it cannot express a complete sense is called subordinate clause. Example, if I use a computer, it is a clause but it is not complete. It depends on another clause. In the gap we can see there is no clause. If I use a clause here, the sentence will be clear. Here, if I use a computer is not a clear sense. As it rains, it also incomplete sense. Though he has much money, it is also depends on another clause. So all three clauses are subordinate clause. Now we will learn about coordinate clause. When two or more same clauses coordinate each other with coordinate conjunctions is called coordinate clause. Again, when two or more same clauses, two or more same clauses coordinate. Coordinate means help each other to express the meaning with, and that is connected with coordinate conjunction, just like and, so, but, or otherwise. These are coordinate conjunctions. If both clauses connected with coordinate conjunction and both are called coordinate clause. Actually, last clause can be said principal clause. Okay, I think you are clear about clause. Principal clause, subordinate clause and coordinate clause. Now students, individually you work and I am giving you, find out which clauses they are below the underlined parts. Here there are three sentences, complete sentences, and I have given underline in the part of the sentences. At first we can see, since he works hard, he leads a happy life. Here we can see underline clause and sentence number 2. Though she earns a lot, she leads an unhappy life. Here underline clause, though she earns a lot. She earns a lot but she leads an unhappy life. Here she earns a lot, underline clause. Now you think what can be the underlined clauses. I am giving you time for a minute. Okay, you are clear. Now you check your answer. Since he works hard, he leads a happy life. Actually, it is principal clause. It is subordinate clause. Since he works hard, it is incomplete. But if I separate the since he works hard, if I separate from here, if I keep only he leads a happy life, it gives full meaning. He leads a happy life. Now, number 2, you check it. Though she earns a lot, she leads an unhappy life. Though she earns a lot, it is subordinate clause, because if I separate she leads an unhappy life, if I separate this part, from here, if I keep only though she earns a lot, it will be incomplete sentence. So it is subordinate clause. Clear? Now number 3, she earns a lot but she leads an unhappy life. Here it is a clause, she earns a lot, a clause, she leads an unhappy life, also another clause. But both clauses are connected with but. So here she earns a lot, coordinate clause. She leads an unhappy life, also coordinate clause. Even it is principal clause. Okay, I think you are clear about principal clause, subordinate clause, and coordinate clause. Now I am giving you some homework. Obviously you will do them at home. Find out the following underlying clauses and name them. Just that means give them name. First one, as Swapnil is a good student, he goes to school regularly. What clause can be that? He goes to school regularly. He works hard and does not waste time. What clause of this? He works hard. He reads more so that he can shine in life, and he abides by the commands of his parents and respects them. If he continues his work thus, he will surely succeed in life. I wish his success in every step of his life. I don't know where he lives. Do the work as I show you. Do or die. The boy was very lazy and could not shine in life. Here we can find 10 sentences, complete sentences, but there are 2 parts of every sentences. One part is principal clause, another part subordinate clause or coordinate clause. So you will find out and check them. Okay, students, I think you will do this at home, and if you get any problem, next time I will help you about this matter. And again I want to say, you find them at your book, in your book, and you will practice more and more to clear about clause. Okay, thank you all. Stay at home and do not go outside as coronavirus is attacking many people. Thank you all. Okay, goodbye.